Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at Eldlich Traptrix. This is a very interesting concept that I found out like a little while ago, and I've taken my time to try to build my own version of the deck, and I've taken a liking to this build. It's the perfect balance of 60% traps to 10% monsters, and it's, in my opinion, it's one of the most fun control decks I've ever seen, because it's not normal summon Alistair or normal summon Ecclesia or all the other normal summon effect smile decks like Guru that are in the format currently, and it's not as monkey as activate Commandant, search Necro Valley, summon Dragoon, me win. So yeah. No, we're going to take a look at the card by card, then get on to the replays, and then get to my finishing thoughts on about the deck. So for the monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Myrmilio. Myrmilio is just the best Traptrix card. Search a hole, pop a back row, self-explanatory enough. 1 Dionea. Dionea is alright. It's a nice recursion tool later in the game, and it's a good special summon target off of Serra. 1 Nepenthes, because Nepenthes just gets as a free summon from the deck. Don't need to explain why that's good. 1 Atrax. Atrax is also a good Serra target to special summon, because that way we just get our trap holes from the hand, so we don't have to rely on them being popped. 2 copies of Lord, because 3 is not something that you genuinely need, and if both of them somehow get banished, you can definitely rely on the Traptrix to do the rest of the game for you. The 2 copies of Parallel Exceed is really good this format, and making something like Dweller or Rafflesia just get us that extra boost is really nice. 1 Scythe, because I'm playing the Sanctum, but I hate drawing this, but it does work against most decks, because since this is a new meta, everyone's falling back on control decks, so it's all Alistairs and like Shadows, and we don't want that to stop us. Onto the spells, we play 3 copies of Eldland, good consistency card. You could drop it in a more budget build, but other than that, it's just pretty solid. 1 white, this is a side target I always just drop. It's just worse Sanguine, but it's still recursion nonetheless. Now onto the many traps we run. We run 3 copies of Sanguine. It's the best Eldlich trap in my opinion. Just summon it from deck or grave, don't need to explain why that's good. 3 copies of Kunk. Destruction is still a really powerful form of removal, and because it doesn't target, it's even better for dealing with meta threats. 3 Hakero, because a lot of good decks right now like to banish to activate and resolve their effects. 3 Traptrix. Don't need to explain this, it just gets us to our trap holes and artifact sanctums. 3 Trap Hole Nightmare. This is like an interesting thing. It's essentially Void Trap Hole, but slightly worse / better. It's not the most convenient trap, but it does the job. 2 copies of the Gravedigger. Gravediggers is insane this format because it stops hand effect and grave effect. The burn for 2000 is also nice because it puts us that extra little bit closer to game. 2 copies of Time Space Trap Hole because it stops things such as Pend 5. But in all honesty, it's just really good because it doesn't target it. For example, like if they summon Dragoon and we try to stop it with something like Floodgate, and then they negate, we can just go activate Time Space to flip it straight back to the extra deck. 2 copies of Void because it negates the effects and destroys, so if something can't be destroyed, such as Dragoon, we are able to still activate this and destroy it anyway. 1 copy of Floodgate because it just stops our opponent from getting to their extra deck unless they're playing a fusion deck. Then 3 copies of Sanctum because a Scythe Lock is always good. Onto the extra, we're on 3 copies of Serra. Serra is one of the best in-archetype cards in my opinion in the whole game. It definitely hasn't had its potential explored to the fullest, but from what I've had my opportunities to play with it, it seems really nice. 2 copies of Link Spider to help get our Golden Lands off the field, but I found Pleiades to be much better. 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix because we need that extra bit of removal. 2 copies of the Rafflesia because it's an extra interruption. 1 copy of the Ulameris because we can get 2 Traptrix on field, make this, then summon a Traptrix from the grave, then use that to go into Serra, and then we can also have the extra interruption off of its second effect. which lets us get their monster back. Then we play one Dweller. Dweller's one of the best cards this format, and we use our Exceeds to go into it. One Pleiades to get our Golden Lands off the board and get extra interruption. One Ptolemy because it can also it can recur things from our grave. It's a bigger attack than 25, and it's another interruption we can use, but it's only during our turn. And then the one Gustav Max to push for game, and the one Lieb to push even harder. The side deck is mostly just generic things for the current meta. It definitely needs a few touch-ups here and there, but I found it to be proven quite effective, and some of the side cards did manage to come up during the games. And that's a great segue to getting onto the games right now. Right, so in this first game we are up against Gravekeeper's Necro Valley crap, what I tried to explain in the beginning. They set 2, command him for a Necro Valley, and then we activate Eldland to get the Hakero, because we're going to use Lord to pitch it. They have Gamma, so we're kind of screwed here. We got Nalsum and Emilio, they TT, but we still get the search. Then we were able to set 3 and pass. We set 3 because we need the Eldland for a bit. I realized later that that's a bit dumb. They managed to get their Dragoon onto field, which we use Void Trap Hole, and they don't negate it, so it goes to grave. We draw the 3rd Eldland. We use Eldland for a Lord effect to get rid of the Necro Valley. Banish the White Destiny to set the Conch. Activate Lord, send a land, special summon it. Activate land, they activate Torrential Tribute for no apparent reason. We mill a Hakero. During end phase, we'll get the Sanguine off the Hakero. They draw for turn. I don't think it's anything big. They activate Mystic Mine. We chain Conquistador. To pop the Mystic Mine, they set 1. We banish Hakero for a White Destiny. Draw for turn into a Sanctum, which we definitely don't need. Start a really long chain because I feared the fact that they were going to go for a Mystic Mine and I wanted Conch access. And we just swing for game. During game 2, we're going first. We activate Eldland. Eldland adds a Hakero. Activate Lord, send the land, mill a Conch. Set 1, send the Void Trap Hole to get back the Lord. Set 2 more, pass turn. Then accidentally click no. Activate Traptrix, banish a Sanctum, set the Sanctum. Then on resolution, Sanctum for a Scythe. And at this point we find out our opponent's playing normal summon Alistair. We're going up against Dogmatika Eldlich Invoked. Activate Nadia Servant, send Titanic Lad to add Ecclesia. Set 2, battle phase, attack over the Scythe. Pass turn, we banish 2 to get Sanguine and White Destiny, and they use Titanic Lad to go for a Maximus for whatever reason. We draw a turn to Momelio, that's pretty nice. We summon Momelio, they shotgun the Hakera for no reason. Add Floodgate, we summon the Serra, activate Salad Sanguine. We unfortunately don't get the Serra effect, that's perfectly fine. Set a few cards here and there, then go to battle phase. Draw a turn, they activate Maximus, in which we respond with Sanguine. We send 1 Serra and 1 Link Spider because we don't really need them, but now he's locked out the extra deck. He pops our White Destiny, which isn't the worst thing. They summon Ecclesia, then summon Fleur-de-Lis, and negate our Serra, which is nice for them. Our board's looking a bit lacking right now, but I believe we can pull it back. Draw a turn into a Traptrix, that's alright. But we send it to the grave to get Lord, activate Hakero, summon itself to banish the Alistair, banish White Destiny for a Conquistador. Overlay for a Pleiades, use Pleiades effect to spin back the Maximus, then go for a Ptolemy so we can attack over the Fleur. And then get a nice little board wipe here. End phase, banish Conquistador, they banish Hakero to get themselves a Sanguine. On resolution, they'll Sanguine summon a Lord, but we'll flip the Floodgate and make their Eldlich go face down. They'll banish the Sanguine to set Conquistador. Normal summon Alistair into Magistus, into the Invoked, I can't pronounce. Popping the Lord, activate Invocation, summon Macabre. Banish to summon to get even more attack. Then they just go through a bunch of plays that end up getting us board wiped. But that's fine because we don't get OTK'd since we activate Conquistador. Banish Hakero on end phase to get a Sanguine. Draw a turn. We use Lord to summon itself. Overlay into a Gustav Max. They summon Conquistador for no reason. Overlay into a Lieb. And then we get 3 attacks because it has an effect that allows it to attack even more. And that's game. Game 3, I'm made to go first. We activate Eldland, just a Ash Blossom, so we just end up set 3 in passing. During the standby phase, we activate Lancia, and we find out that they're also playing an Eldlich based deck. Activate Eldland to get the Lord pitch itself and something. They managed to go spell our Sanguine, unfortunately, then we use our thingy to get the Eldlich engrave. They get their own Eldlich back, milling a Hakero and pass. We set Void Trap Hole, banish Sanguine to get a Conquistador, activate Lord, send Trap Hole Nightmare to summon our Lord and start walling up, and banish our Conquistador for a Sanguine. Then normal summon Alistair, add Invocation, normal summon Moon Maiden, summon Mikaba, which we Void Trap Hole, activate Invocation to get it back to hand. During end phase, we'll Conquistador and Sanguine, so we can have a bigger board presence and pop their Lord, and then they'll just scoop. Game 4, our opener looks very lackluster, but I assume we can make this work. We'll set for pass, our opponent goes there, activates Terraforming for a Lost World, and we find out we're against Dinos. They double evolution pill instantly, so summon a UCT, activate Lost World, we'll get Sanguine off of Traptrix and pass. On end phase, we'll get our Eldlich to the field, draw a turn to a White Destiny, use Lord to send the Tyranno. For whatever reason, that used to activate the effect to pop itself, even though that changes basically nothing. We use our Sanguines to get some cards, and then we go to Battlefield, swing for 5,000, and pass back to them. They'll use an Extravagance to draw 2, activate Mist, which we chain Gravediggers and Harkeros so that they have no cards to go off of, and they'll scoop. The final game of today, our opener is insane. We'll normal summon the Penthes, the Lancia will Exceed. Exceed effect gets hit with an Imperm, which triggers Serra to get an Atrax, but I realized at this moment that Exceed is now level 8. We set 2 and pass because we can activate Gravediggers from hand. They summon Archosaur pop UCT to add double Evo Pill, activate double Evo Pill to get the Pancratops from the deck. We'll Serra on Resolution to get Dionea and target Void Trap Hole and they'll scoop. Back with the deck. It looks like it bricks a bit of the time, but when it manages to open up that perfect opener with the Exceeds and the Traptrix, or just the traps that say no to basically any source of movement in the game, then it can be really powerful at times and offer up a lot of interruption that other decks simply don't have. It's a much more budget option than the current control decks in the format, such as Guru, which you have to invest for Dragoon, and Dogmatika, which the whole engine alone costs 250 quid, or like 300 and something dollars for those Americans. Anyway, that's all I've had to say today. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and remember that I'll be picking out the top comments to play the deck that you suggest. Leave a little note in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace.